Hi guys, welcome to Computer Service Tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to see user-defined data type union. Let me explain what is union. Union is same as structure. If you don't know what is structure, I advise you to view my last video, which is about structures, which is same, which is same about structures, but you have to change the keyword to union, and that's it. Already with that, this one is the program which we have seen in our last tutorial. I strictly advise you to watch that tutorial before this. After just creating this union, you find anything different in this program. It is compiling. Take some time. Successfully compiled. When we run this program, we are getting a random number which is known as garbage number. Do you know why do we get this? It is because when you consider structure, it has some integer variable such as id, and it has a string which is a name. In structure, you will be having different memory for both of the both data types, but in case of union, you will have the longest length which is included in the data type. See here, there are there is one integer variable which holds 2 bytes of memory, but we have character data type which is an array of 20 length, so that we will have 20 bytes of memory. Each character holds 1 byte, so we'll have 20 bytes of memory. So the longest memory will be allocated and the rest will be lost. The character variable which will be allocated in a safe memory, and we will utilize the same memory for id also, but we are not getting the answer since we have just overwritten what we have done in this line. In this line, we have declared this id with the number 2, but in this line we have overridden the same memory because we have been allocated with just 20 bytes, not for that int, though that int variable will also be allocated in the same memory space which you have declared for the character array. In here, we are just using the character memories to store our id too. Then in the next line itself, we are overwriting the same memory with the variable Mohan, so that we get a garbage value which will be random when we call the non-existing value. When we call the non-existing value, we will get a garbage number. But how we can manage the situation? We can just cut this code and copy it here, so that we will have a integer. In the next line, we have to utilize it and free it up for another variable to get it. we just have to print the variable here. In the next line we are utilizing the same memory with the we are overriding the same memory with Mohan, and in the next line I'll better have a new line for the next variable. In here string data type, there's one object, I'm calling the variable name. Now the code is complete. In this union user defined data type, we have declared a variable to id. In the next line we have utilized, which is we have just printed the value to the screen, and in the next line we are overwriting the value so that it won't get, we have utilized it already, so we'll get the output correct. Because in the next, after printing the first output only, we are overwriting the variable. If you print the same variable on the next line, you will again get a garbage value because you have already overwritten the value. Compiling, execution. As said, it is again displaying a garbage value. It is because the id value is overwritten with the value Mohan, but we are just giving a string format specifier to display the string. id has no more memory in the union. What is the context of using union? It is just to save memory. In structure we are allocating memory for both the integer data type as well as the character data type. Imagine a situation where we use 10 more data types within the single user defined data type. It may be structure or union. When we compare, structure will allocate memory for all those things, but union will allocate for the longest memory only, and we can utilize the same memory for all purposes. In this example we have utilized it with an integer, and after printing the result or utilizing it, we are just overwriting the value which we want no more to exist. We don't want that id again in the program, so we can just overwrite it. It just depends on the program which we use union and structure. If you want to access a memory, access the same variable again and again, you should not use union, because it will be overwritten by some other values with the longest memory. Then you may get data loss. That's the fact behind the union. It is just to save memory. That's all for this union tutorial, and I'll be back with the files as well as preprocessors in C tutorial. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing us. If you have any doubts, please comment in the description below.